I welcome you to this special press briefing on Prime Minister's upcoming visit to Uzbekistan, which is for a bilateral visit, and to the Kyrgyz Republic for the SCO Summit. We have with us Secretary West, Shri C.B. George, to brief us on this upcoming visit of the Prime Minister. As also, he is joined for this briefing by Shri Mayank Singh, Joint Secretary, Eurasia Division. So with that, I hand over the floor to Secretary West. Sir.
Thank you, Randhir. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. Honorable Prime Minister will be visiting Uzbekistan on August 29 to 30 at the invitation of the President of Uzbekistan. This will be the fourth visit of Prime Minister to Uzbekistan and the second bilateral visit. He had earlier visited Uzbekistan in 2015 as part of the visit to Central Asian countries. Then in 2016 to attend the SCO Summit, the Shanghai Cooperation Organization Summit, and in 2022 again for the summit in Samarkand. Over the past several years, India and Uzbekistan have maintained extensive and fruitful engagements, both in bilateral and multilateral formats. President of Uzbekistan had visited India for a state visit in 2018, and he had also participated in the vibrant Gujarat Global Summit in 2019. A virtual summit also was held between them in 2020. Presidents of Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, and Uzbekistan attended the first India Central Asia Summit in 2022. There have been a meeting of Prime Minister and Uzbek President on the sidelines of the COP28 in Dubai in 2023 and also in 2024 on the sidelines of the BRICS Summit in Kazan. The leaders last met last year on the sidelines of the SCO Summit in Tianjin, China. India and Uzbekistan elevated their relationship to strategic partnership in 2011. Since then, bilateral relations have expanded substantially across a wide range of areas. We have wide-ranging cooperation in the fields of critical minerals, pharma, education, information technology, and health sector. Parliamentary friendship groups have also been established by both the countries to expand parliamentary cooperation. India is among the top 10 trading partners of Uzbekistan. Our bilateral trade and bilateral investments are close to the tune of $1 billion, reflecting the growing confidence of businesses in each other's economies. Major investments from India are in the pharma sector, amusement parks, automobile components, education, and hospitality industry. Uzbekistan is actively developing its rare earth industry to move beyond raw material exports and create higher value products through new projects, technical development, and international partnership. India-Uzbekistan Business Forum, which was organized in June this year in Tashkent and in August in New Delhi, showcased the wide-ranging interest and growing confidence among the business communities in each other's markets and business environment. India and Uzbekistan share deep people-to-people links. There are more than 16,000 Indian students in Uzbekistan. There are also 4 Indian university campuses in Uzbekistan. Uzbekistan is also an important partner for India in Central Asia format. Our two countries also cooperate closely in multilateral fora, including the SCO, the United Nations. Uzbekistan is also a partner country of India in BRICS. During the state visit, Prime Minister will have the elements of the program will include bilateral engagements with the President, followed by a banquet lunch hosted by the President in honor of the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister will also pay tribute at the Shastri Memorial in Tashkent. He will also visit the Tashkent State University of Oriental Studies, which hosts the Mahatma Gandhi Center, which is an academic and cultural center dedicated to Indian studies. At the university, Prime Minister will also interact with Indologists and scholars. The Prime Minister's visit will reaffirm the close, multifaceted and growing strategic partnership between India and Uzbekistan. Discussions are expected to cover a wide range of areas of mutual interest and identify new avenues for strengthening bilateral cooperation, including trade and investment, critical minerals, healthcare, business-to-business engagement, education, space, technology, culture, and people-to-people exchanges. This engagement will provide an opportunity to highlight the long-standing cultural ties between India and Uzbekistan, as well as the important role of academic and people-to-people exchanges in further strengthening bilateral relationship. Following the state visit to Uzbekistan, the Prime Minister will travel to Bishkek from 31st August to 1st September to participate in the 26th SCO Summit. This year marks the 25th anniversary of SCO. The theme of the summit is 25 years of SCO, together towards sustainable peace, development and prosperity. As you are aware, SCO comprises of 10 member states and there are 15 dialogue partners and a few observers. SCO was established with the primary goal of countering three evils of terrorism, separatism and extremism, which continue to remain a challenge. Today, as a regional platform, there is a broader range of sectors of cooperation among the SCO members. India has been a member of SCO since 2017, and earlier it was an observer since 2005. During the period of its membership, India has held the chair of SCO Council of Heads of Government in 2020 and the SCO Council of Heads of States during 2022-23. India's priorities in SCO are based on secure SCO. During the Prime Minister's address at the 2018 summit, we have seen what is secure stands for: security, economy and trade, connectivity, unity, respect for sovereignty and territorial integrity, and environment. Then again, in the last summit, in Tianjin summit, Prime Minister spoke about security, connectivity, and opportunity as the three important elements of India's engagement with SCO. Again, fight against terrorism, separatism, extremism are the three evils. Cultural and humanitarian and people-to-people ties are important elements of our engagement with SCO. In the past, Prime Minister participated in various summits in 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, 22, 23, was during our chairmanship, and then in Tianjin in 2025. During India's presidency in 2023, SCO adopted a joint statement on cooperation on countering radicalization. India also spearheaded SCO-wide initiatives in the field of civilizational exchanges, startups and innovation, traditional medicine, youth empowerment, SCO Young Authors Conclave, Young Scientists Conclave, and Shared Buddhist Heritage. During India's 2023 chairship, India hosted an exhibition on shared Buddhist heritage, and Varanasi was designated as the first ever cultural and tourism capital of SCO. This year, the chair on shared Buddhist heritage has been established at the Nalanda University. Further, the second edition of SCO Young Authors Conclave was held in 2025. Honorable Prime Minister has consistently been emphasizing the importance of civilizational linkages and people-to-people contacts among SCO countries, including for establishing SCO Civilizational Dialogue Forum. All these initiatives and events have been well received by SCO member states. Security cooperation remains one of the most important areas of focus for India. India chaired the SCO RATS Council during 2021-2022. India supports creation of new security centers on countering security challenges and threats, and on information security, and on countering transnational organizational crime and anti-drug center. In May this year, SCO Secretary General, who is the former Defense Minister of Kazakhstan, had visited India, during which he also visited the Nalanda University. In recent months, India has participated at various ministerial and senior level meetings of SCO. This includes the meetings where the Indian delegation was led by Honorable Raksha Mantriji, Minister for Heavy Industries, Minister of State for External Affairs, Minister of State for Home Affairs, and Deputy National Security Advisor. Honorable Minister of State for External Affairs represented India at the SCO Foreign Ministers meeting in Kyrgyz Republic in July 2026. The program elements for the upcoming Leadership Summit in Bishkek include a welcome dinner on 31st August, and the summit plenary will be held on the next day, where Honorable Prime Minister will deliver his remarks at the summit. A number of bilateral engagements are also being planned on the sidelines. In Bishkek, the Prime Minister is also expected to participate in the opening ceremony of the 6th World Nomad Games, along with other leaders from SCO member countries. I think I will stop here, and I'll be happy to take questions. Thank you.
Okay, the floor is open now. Yeshi?
This is Yeshi Seli from Business India. I have two small questions. When the Foreign Minister of Uzbekistan was in India recently, he also spoke about defense ties between the two countries. So what kind of defense ties do we have, and are we likely to take this further during PM's upcoming visit? And during the SCO Summit, is Prime Minister Modi likely to have meetings with President Xi and President Putin on the sidelines?
Keshav?
Thank you, Secretary Keshav Padmanabhan from The Print. One of the permanent institutions of the SCO is the Regional Anti-Terrorism Secretariat. And India has taken a strong stance at previous conferences on condemning terrorism as a part of the language. So what is India sort of looking for language with regards to terrorism, condemning terrorism, all forms, in the joint statement that's being negotiated? And just if I may add a second question, in the past, India has also diverged from SCO statements on West Asia. Last year, I think it distanced itself from during the Israeli strikes on Iran. So what is India's position when it comes to West Asia in the formulation of the SCO joint statement? Thank you.
There.
Dhairya Maheshwari from Sputnik. So Chabahar has been pushed as an important connectivity project, not only between India and Central Asia, but also to give access to Central Asia, to also enhance Central Asia's access to the sea. With recent developments, including the expiry of US sanctions waiver and the Iran war, how do you see the prospect of connectivity between India and Central Asia? Are there any alternative, options being contemplated? Thank you.
So on connectivity, Secretary will answer. On Chabahar, I'll come in. Neeraj?
सर नमस्कार, मैं नीरज दुबे प्रभा साक्षी से। सर, भारत और उज्बेकिस्तान के बीच रक्षा सहयोग में डस्लिक सैन्य अभ्यास और काउंटर टेररिज्म मैकेनिज्म पहले से मौजूद है। क्या इस यात्रा के दौरान सहयोग को केवल सैन्य अभ्यासों से आगे बढ़ाकर डिफेंस टेक्नोलॉजी, डिफेंस मैन्युफैक्चरिंग या इंटेलिजेंस शेयरिंग तक ले जाने पर चर्चा होने वाली है?
What was that question?
Kalol?
Kalol Bhattacharjee from The Hindu. Sir, Pakistan is going to become the chair after the Bishkek Summit of SCO. What sort of collaboration and cooperation do we expect in the coming year from Pakistan as far as SCO is concerned?
Okay, sir, we'll take these questions. Some of the questions are similar, so Secretary will answer them together, I guess.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much for the questions. Let me begin by the India-Uzbekistan relationship, focusing on defense cooperation and other elements of cooperation. The foreign minister of Uzbekistan was in India a few weeks back, and a wide range of discussions, including the entire spectrum of engagement, and the forthcoming visit was discussed and engaged. As you are aware, we already have a defense engagement with Uzbekistan, which is going on for some time. We have set up a institutional mechanism of a joint working group on defense established in 2019. Then the last meeting was held earlier this year to explore new avenues of cooperation in the defense industrial domain. India and Uzbekistan regularly participate in joint military exercises, DSLIC. The 7th edition of the exercise was conducted in Uzbekistan in April this year. There have been considerable interaction between the defense industries of both countries, with the participation of delegation from the Defense Industry Agency of Uzbekistan participating in Aero India in 2025. India also has a strong counter-terrorism cooperation with Uzbekistan under the joint working group established again in 2019. The 9th joint working group meeting was held in Tashkent last year, and India and Uzbekistan also cooperate in the Central Asia format, which reviews regional security challenges, advance counter-terrorism and tech cooperation, and continue the dialogue framework launched in 2022. Again, you also have engagement at the National Security Council's level. The 3rd meeting was for India, Central Asia, NSAs, and Secretaries of Security Councils was held in October 2025 in Bishkek. So there is a series of elements in our defense cooperation, and during the visit we look forward to further enhancing this engagement in each of these fields which I mentioned. Thank you. On the bilateral meetings, as I mentioned, we are working on a few bilateral meetings. Depending on the availability of the time and the convenience, the meetings will be held, and as and when the meetings are scheduled, it will be conveyed to you. A meeting is scheduled between both the leaders of India and Russia on the sidelines of the summit. We have had, as you know, we had a very successful IRIGC recently held in Moscow. Both sides are expected to review the entire gamut of bilateral relationship during the meeting between the leaders at the sidelines of the SCO in Bishkek. Now, let me come to the question on the anti-terrorism. As you are aware, Prime Minister spoke about the 3 elements of security, connectivity, and opportunity in the last SCO Summit. One of the important focus of the security element is fight against terrorism. India's position on terrorism has been articulated well. It continues to be saying that we have zero tolerance towards terrorism, zero tolerance towards cross-border terrorism. The question of terrorism, as you mentioned, there is the regional anti-terrorist structure, RATS of the SCO. It is a priority among our SCO member states to fight against the menace of terrorism. It is very clearly spelled out in Article 1 of the SCO chart, which talks of the need for the SCO countries to come together to counteract the problems of terrorism, separatism, and extremism. And the regional anti-terrorist structure that is headquartered in Tashkent essentially was framed and built to meet the particular clear objective of the SCO. So India's position is very clear, and it continued to be the position in all our meetings, including at the forthcoming SCO Summit. Connectivity, it's a very important aspect of our relationship with the region, and there are, we have a consistently held position that Central Asia should have reliable, secure, and commercially viable access to India, and we are examining the feasibility of how to strengthen this connectivity. Chabahar is one of the important aspects of that engagement. We will continue to monitor the situation and take it forward. Thank you. You mentioned about Pakistan assuming the chair of SCO. See, India deals with SCO as an entity, as an important organization. as far as our engagement with individual countries is concerned, a decision will be taken by the appropriate authority at the appropriate time, and our participation will be decided, on our appropriate level of participation will be decided accordingly.
Dehera, to your question regarding the connectivity project that you mentioned, we remain in touch with stakeholders. Also, Keshav, on your question, there are several issues which are being negotiated in the SCO document. So, several of issues that are of contemporary relevance, and you will get to know, what are the issues that are contained in the document. The negotiations are going on right now. Huma?
So, since there will be bilateral meetings also with the presidents of the Central Asian countries, would the status of the Eurasian Economic Union on FTA would be discussed? What is that? What is the current position? And my second question is, you mentioned about space cooperation with Uzbekistan as well with the other countries in the region. So can you give details about that?
Krishna Mohan?
सर कृष्ण मोहन शर्मा भारत एक्सप्रेस से दो चीज़ उज़्बेकिस्तान के साथ हमारा ट्रेड और टैरिफ दोनों ऐसा इशू है जो पीछे जब कभी भी बात हुई उस पर हम किसी निश्चित नतीजे पे नहीं पहुंच पाए। ट्रेड बहुत ही कम है, $1 बिलियन के करीब है, और टैरिफ बहुत ही इरेटिक है दोनों तरफ से। तो इस पे क्या बातचीत की संभावना है इस बार?
Angsha? Please, sit down.
Am I?
Sit down, relax.
Yeah. Secretary, this is Anangsha Matra. I would like to ask you, we know the prior form of Belt and Road Initiative, which was christened at OBOR, was initiated actually from Central Asia, in fact, Kyrgyzstan. So when the Prime Minister is heading for the state, will there be any discussion for energy security? Because one of the prime reason of war was connectivity and energy. So will there be any talks on energy security due to the cost issues? The second thing is, we know when the Prime Minister is heading for Uzbekistan, there's a big flow of skilled laborers from those regions which usually go to Russia and a couple of other Western countries where India is lacking. So will there be any talks for upskilling Indian youths for jobs?
Sahil?
Good afternoon, sir. I'm Sahil Pandey from ENI News Agency. In the Indian statement, the SCO, so here, what would be the focus point, if you can touch upon that aspect as well? In the Indian statement, what will be the focus point from our side? Thank you.
Vijay Lakshmi?
सर विजय लक्ष्मी हूँ इंडिया टीवी से। सर तियानजिन में जो SCO समिट हुआ था तो उस पर मल्टीलेटरिज्म पर काफ़ी फोकस था, यूनिलेटरिज्म और प्रोटेक्शनिज्म से कैसे एक नया इंटरनेशनल वर्ल्ड ऑर्डर जो है बनाने की बात थी। तो क्या, क्योंकि उस समय हालात जो थे जियोपॉलिटिक्स के उस तरह के थे, तो अभी इस बार जब SCO होगा तो क्या यहाँ से बात आगे बढ़ेगी इन तमाम चीज़ों पर? मल्टीलेटरल वर्ल्ड ऑर्डर की बातचीत पर भी बात होगी?
Karol, you have another question?
Kalol Patachaji from The Hindu. Sir, my question is related to my previous questions that I asked. Considering that India blames Pakistan for cross-border terrorism, is it not tricky for India when Pakistan becomes the chair of SCO? And how are you going to chart your course in the coming year as far as engagement with Pakistan is concerned at the multilateral level, that is on SCO? That was essentially my question.
Okay. Sir, we can take these questions.
Let me respond to the questions one by one. On the FTA, there was a question on thing. Discussions. There is discussions going on for engagement at the strengthening the economic cooperation with the Central Asian countries and also bilaterally with each of the countries. As far as this particular FTA is concerned, there have been a few rounds of discussions in the past, and other rounds are scheduled in coming months. On the question on space cooperation, yes, that is one of the elements of engagement with Uzbekistan for some time. In fact, we have a joint working group on space which was established in the past. So discussions are continuing, see how we can cooperate. As you know, we have one of the most advanced space technology, and how Uzbekistan can benefit from, how we can strengthen this cooperation at that level will be discussed. On the question of tariffs, trade and tariffs, you have raised it. Yes, the trade figures are, in terms of the actual trade value is concerned, it is $1 billion, but this is a significant growth compared to the, if you compare it with a few years back. So there is a steady progress in our trade engagement with Uzbekistan and also with the Central Asian countries. There are issues related to tariff. There are issues related to the trade access issues. These would be discussed. These are being discussed. This was discussed during the visit of the foreign minister, and this will continue to be discussed, and we will see how we take it forward. See, on the question of connectivity, I have already answered. I would not like to specifically mention about any particular project, but connectivity with the Central Asia is very important for us. We have a relationship with the Central Asia, which is a very important region. We have historical relationships, civilizational connect, and of course, today it is a strategic engagement. Like Uzbekistan, we have a strategic partnership with Uzbekistan. So we will continue to engage with the countries in the region to see how we strengthen our connectivity, both physical connectivity and also other modes of connectivity between the two regions. On the question of skilled laborers, see, India has, mobility partnership with Uzbekistan is not something that we are discussing at this stage. As you are aware, India has a large number of our students currently in Uzbekistan, 16,000 Indian students, mostly in the field of medical education. So we will continue to work with the government of Uzbekistan to make sure that that students, their interests and welfare are taken care of. As far as skilled labor is concerned, this is not something which we are discussing with Uzbekistan at this point of time. I don't want to speculate on what would be the statement that my Honorable Prime Minister will make at the SCO Summit. I will definitely brief you after the statement is delivered. But our position on this, on SCO, our engagement was very clear to all of us. As I mentioned in the last summit, Honorable Prime Minister has spoken about the SCO security, connectivity and opportunity, which is very important and which continue to be most relevant today as it was relevant in the past. So I would leave it at that. On the question of, again, coming to terrorism emanating from our neighborhood, yes, we have made our position very clear. We have zero tolerance towards terrorism. That continues to be our position, and we will continue to do everything possible to make sure that the entire international community comes together in the fight against terrorism. Thank you.
You have a question? Akansha?
Good evening, sir. This is Akanksha from Times Now. It's in continuation with what Kalol asked, because regional anti-terrorist structure, or RATS, has become the pillar of coordination for combating separatism, terrorism, and extremism, which is significant to SCO. Apart from terrorism emanating from our neighborhood, what are India's current security concerns that remain unaddressed, or there are divergences? Let's not forget Afghanistan is also one of the observer members.
So we can take this question.
You know, when India talks about its engagement with SCO, one of the important aspects is the security. The security that the Honorable Prime Minister has emphasized in the last summit as well. And security includes security, peace and stability, and these are very important foundation for the development and growth of the region. So terrorism, separatism, and extremism remains one of the most important challenges for this growth. And it is not only a threat to security of individual nations, but a shared challenge to all of humanity. No country, no society, no citizen can consider themselves completely safe from it. This is something which Honorable Prime Minister has articulated, conveyed in his statement in SCO Summit last year. So our endeavor is to work with each of our partner countries to make sure that this message is again reiterated loud and clear. India has zero tolerance towards terrorism, and it will go to any extent to ensure that there is no threat of terrorism against India, against our country. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. With that, we come to the close of this press briefing. We shall keep you updated on the upcoming visit of the Prime Minister to both Uzbekistan and to the Kyrgyz Republic. Thank you.
Thank you.